Hey yo, it's Brian here today talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, 49ers and Chiefs, Super Bowl 54. It is happening tomorrow. I hope you guys are excited for this matchup. I have been all week long, all 2 weeks, wherever long, ever since we beat the Packers in the NFC Championship game. It's going to be a good one, hopefully. I'm ready to see what the 49ers defense can do against Patrick Mahomes. I'm ready to see what Raheem Mostert, Tevin Coleman, Deebo Samuel, Jimmy Garoppolo, what they have for the rushing game. Also, you got our boy George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, offensive line, Kendrick Bourne, Emmanuel Sanders. Wow, just everybody to mention on this offense. It's a offense that nobody's really talking about, but I'll talk about it definitely in a second. So these are just things that the 49ers need to do in order to beat the Chiefs. I don't know if this is going to be a top 3 video, but kind of winging it. Not really winging it, but going to be just going out of order and seeing what the 49ers need to do in order to beat the Chiefs tomorrow in Miami. So if you're watching some gameplay right now, this is Madden 2020. Shout out to Ashley Eckler for giving me this gameplay right here. She reached out to me on my Facebook page talking about to promote her channel. Definitely, I will do a promotion because you guys have been awesome to me for the past, I don't know how many years I've been doing this, but however long you guys have been watching me, thank you guys so much. And how to give back to the YouTube community, and she's looking like she wants to be on the rise in terms of the gaming community, and got to give a shout out. Plus, she's a 49er fan. I mean, you definitely got to do something for someone that's a fan of my content and also a 49er fan, so that really helps out a lot. So, yep, definitely got link in the card section, link in the description. Please subscribe. Pretty good gameplay, and hope you guys do enjoy this gameplay. It's a little bit low scoring for the Super Bowl, considering that these are two pretty high-powered offenses, high-octane offenses, but anyways, I mean, anything can happen in football. It could be a low-scoring game tomorrow, but we'll see after tomorrow. Anyways, let's get this started. 49ers versus Chiefs. What they need to do in order to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The first thing, definitely for me, is stop Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this is the biggest story out of me, you guys, the media. They want to see the defensive line of Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas. By the way, Bosa, congratulations on Defensive Rookie of the Year. They want to see if this line can definitely beat Patrick Mahomes and keep him in the pocket and make him uncomfortable as much as possible. You know, for me, to be honest with you, if I'm looking at this matchup, I really see a big similarity between Super Bowl 19 between Joe Montana and Dan Marino, just because of the fact that 49ers, they had a really good defense back in the day, and Joe Montana was a very capable offense. He was still, I guess, a little bit young in the league, whatever you want to call it. Dan Marino, he was the hot quarterback. He had the Marx brothers or what have you, Don Shula, and they got blown out pretty quickly in that Super Bowl. So if that happens definitely in the Super Bowl, I would not be surprised at all. But yeah, I mean, if it can be a similar situation, the 49ers, what they need to do is definitely get to Patrick Mahomes, make him as uncomfortable as possible. Stop Williams. I think this is going to be a really good day for the 49ers. Also, I mean, when you have a complete defense with the linebacking core of Fred Warner, Quan Alexander, Dre Greenlaw, the secondary backfield, that's a pretty good one, in my opinion, but I don't know if they're going to have the biggest success against these speedy guys like Tyreek Hill, big guys like Travis Kelce, speedy guys like Sammy Watkins. It's going to be pretty tough for the backfield, so hopefully Richard Sherman and them, they are ready for some conditioning because it's going to be a running day for them, definitely, because this is a very high-tracked offense. But the thing for me, if you want to stop them, is be physical as much as possible from the defensive line all the way to the secondary, because you can slow them down. Definitely, you can intimidate them if you hit them hard, clean as possible, and that's usually what happens. Definitely. So 49ers defense, this is the big X factor for me in this whole Super Bowl ordeal for the 49ers. If they can do really well against Patrick Mahomes, I think it's going to be a very good day. Another thing for me definitely is the running game. Can Kyle Shanahan have a lot of success like he did against the Packers? I don't know if it's going to be 220 yards for Raheem Mostert or almost 300 yards for the whole offense, but I see a rushing game where it could be very effective. I mean, the way that they've been unleashing this running game for this whole postseason, it's just been all in amazing. I mean, when you have guys like Tevin Coleman one week go off and then Raheem Mostert the next week, you never know who's going to be the big bell cow running back for the 49ers. So, you know, when I've been stressing all year long, running back by committee, a lot of people think I'm just some dummy guy. I don't know anything about running backs and what have you, but when you look at our system, second in the league in rushing, and you look at the game against the Packers, man, almost 300 yards rushing. I know that wasn't the best run defense, but at the same time, it's just an effective way to just run the ball down your throat and also keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, because he can make a lot of comebacks. So if we're up 24-0 in the half, which I don't really see happening, but if it does happen, then you definitely got to be careful because he can make some stuff happen like Russell Wilson. So really, for me, if the running game can keep going, you can stop Patrick Mahomes not going and getting on the field. And that's probably the best way to stop him, to be honest with you, is not really keeping him in the pocket, just not letting him play at all. And they did a really good job against Kyler Murray in the regular season. In the first meeting at Arizona, where Jimmy Garoppolo, they just kept the ball. They kill the clock, and essentially Kyler Murray didn't get a chance to see if he can make a clutch play or what have you. So I think if it comes down to that, they cannot put the ball back in Patrick Mahomes' hands because he can definitely make some clutch plays. So I'm looking forward to that definitely. 49ers running game, I think it's going to be really effective. Kansas City's defense, I don't know if it's as good as it's advertised because they did stop Derrick Henry definitely, but everyone knew what was coming in that AFC Championship game. But in this really, really confusing offense of the 49ers, you don't know what Kyle Shanahan's going to be attacking with you. With that zone blocking, the jet sweeps, whatever you want to call it, it's a lot of misdirection. And hopefully Kansas City, Frank Clark, he is ready to run around all day. And he's been talking a lot about D Ford. I don't know why, to be honest with you. Hopefully D is using this as motivation to play really well, sack Patrick Mahomes a couple of times, get some pressure on him. I believe he's going to have a good day for us in San Francisco. I know Kansas City fans are very upset at him on what he did for them in the AFC title game last year against the Patriots, going off sides. But for us in San Francisco, we love this guy. And when healthy, man, he is one of the best defensive linemen that we have in the whole defensive line rotation. So looking at it right there. Rushing game, stopping Patrick Mahomes as much as possible on defense whenever they're on the field. I think that's the recipe for success for us in San Francisco. Also, Jimmy G, he's another X factor in this game. Is he going to be throwing the ball quite a bit? I expect him to throw more than 8 passes than the NFC Championship game, but if it comes down to him, hopefully he doesn't commit any mistakes. Hopefully he makes all the plays possible. We don't question his talent. We don't question his playmaking ability. He's been proving that ever since he's been in San Francisco, even back to 2017. But the problem for me, definitely, ever since 2017, is the turnovers. I mean, that's just been a bad habit for him, definitely. And hopefully in this game, this is the biggest game of the year, you cannot create a turnover in this game because Patrick Mahomes, they could definitely score some points on you. Yep, that's pretty much it, you guys. I know it's kind of a short bit of a video, but really, I've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks now. I don't want to regurgitate too much information, but just looking at it right now, I'm looking to stop Patrick Mahomes when you're on defense. I'm looking at running the ball down their throats to wear out the defense and also keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. And if Jimmy Garoppolo can minimize the mistakes when he has to make plays, I think it's going to be a good day. And another thing about the rushing game, I mean, when you have 5 blockers on the offensive line, when you have George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk, and even the wide receivers blocking, I think that's a big advantage for the 49ers over the Chiefs. It's just, I don't know, Kyle Shanahan is just a crazy man, along with Bobby Turner, Mike McDaniel, all these guys. They do a really good job on offense, and I think this Super Bowl, it's going to be his coming out party in terms of winning the Super Bowl because he has to avenge his loss for what he did in Super Bowl 51, 53, whatever it was, when he choked against the New England Patriots, and we're up 28-3 and ended up losing the game in overtime. So, yep, that's it, guys. I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. I'm pretty much done with videos. I might have a live stream maybe in the last 2-minute drill if there's anything crazy like that. But other than that, I would definitely see you guys after the game. Love you guys as always. Thank you guys for all the support. It's been a fun season. And yeah, San Francisco's in the Super Bowl. Who saw that coming? I'm going to end the video here. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.